Hello guys, how are you doing? Today is the first day of ranked play in Vanguard and I am absolutely buzzing. Before I dropped any content on Vanguard for ranked, I thought the best thing I could do for you guys, for the viewers, and for the guys who possibly aren't familiar with the GBs and the ranked side of Vanguard, I thought I'd do a quick video showing my go-to classes, which will mean that you will be playing at the top of your game when you jump into ranked play. So I cover things, as you can see here, such as SMGs, ARs, snipers, as well as a few random guns, just to make it a little bit more fun. Moving into the first class setup, we're going to have the MP40, which is the go-to sub, in my humble opinion. Nothing else beats it. It's so versatile as well. The attachments we're going to have on that are as follows. Feel free to pause it, but I will run through them quite quickly. So it's the number 3 rifle brake for the accuracy. The Krausnik 317 MM04B just keeps it really accurate. It means you can beam at longer ranges. I would recommend using, a lot of people prefer to use the slate reflector here, just because it gives them a bit more of a clear like area to shoot people in. However, I do recommend using one of these two right here. Now I use the ISO 1M, just because it's a little bit, the gap between the iron sight, as you can see, is a little bit wider, which means that you can see a little bit more. The reason that I would suggest using these iron sights is because it increases the ADS speed, which means that you're going to be able to snap onto people that little bit quicker. We also have the Krausnik 33M folding stop, brace proficiently, as well as quick. Now these essentially just, well, this one just means you can run around the map quickly, which is really key as a sub player. And this just means that you can beam at map. You can contest ARs as such. Now, if you can't contest in a good AR, you're going to lose. But if you have this and you're shooting against someone with an MP40 who doesn't have this that's fairly long range, you're probably going to win. I have the fabric grip just to make sure you can ADS quick. You can come out of sprint a lot quicker, and the recoil for the hip fire is not too bad. No magazine, because I think these are absolutely shocking. I would not recommend using one of these whatsoever. Lengthened ammo type and the SMLE pistol grip as the underbarrel. Yeah, so as you can tell, a lot of the setups built around ADS speed, initial accuracy, and sprint out time. That is simply due to the fact that when you're running around Bocage or Gavutu, and you want to be able to, react quickly. Say if you've got auto attack sprint on and you're trying to, you're running through builders, you see someone, you want to be able to shoot them as quick as possible. So these sprints, fire speed, pluses, pros on the attachments do help a lot for that. I do want to quickly add, I am basing these, what you can and can't have, off of the CDL rules that they have in the game. I'm assuming that's what they're going to implement when they have ranked play. This is what I use on Gamebattles as well. So, yeah, I'm hoping this is exactly the same. At the time of recording this, obviously it's before, because I want to make sure that you guys can get these classes as quickly as possible once you get on, onto ranked play. So yeah, fingers crossed these are good, but I'm sure they will be. I'm going with my instinct here. Secondary we're going to have is the Rat. Now this is a solid handgun, so this is the class that we've got here. With fleet and quick as a proficiency and kit, you can actually run faster with this than you can the knife. So if you're looking for something just to be super fast with, this is the thing you want to be using. However, which I'm going to move on to later on in the video, if you want to move faster from spawn, so you want to get to a rush route on SnD, still use a knife and double time, because you don't your attack sprint lasts longer with a knife. So that's essentially what I'm saying there. But if you just want to move some like super fast around the map, this is the setup to have. Fairly straightforward. So yeah, let's move on. Now the class that I have here is really just for like my go-to hard point control, sometimes even SnD. Setup for the MP40. So I have Ninja, so no one can hear me running around. That's the worst thing if someone's got their headsets cranked. You don't want to be heard. Radar, so you can see where they're shooting on the minimap. But pretty sure you can't really have anything else anyway. You don't want anything. Double time again, as I say, just to enable you to get to places faster. We have a frag and a stun. Now, these aren't banned according to the CDL rules on the game currently. However, Gamma Bombs are GA'd in the league. You can use these. Some of them are super overpowered, so if they are allowed, I recommend use them if you want to be a gimp. But they're good. I might use them. Who knows? But for now, I'm going to stick with the Mark II frag grenade. And sticky bombs aren't really in the CDL yet at all. So yeah, I'm not really sure whether they're going to be in ranked. Stun grenade, you get these two options. Stuns is my go-to. It gives you intel. You get hit markers when you throw it and someone's there. And it's nice for breaking rooms just to, stun them out on it. Next, we're going to go to my absolute nuts AR class. If you're looking to beam at those long ranges without any recoil whatsoever, this is the class you're going to want to have. Setup itself is the same going down here, but so I'm not really going to talk about this too much in my options here. Let's just get straight into the gun setup we have. This is what it looks like. I've recently changed a couple of things just to try and make it even better, and this is what I found to be the best. So you have the F8 stabilizer for that damage range, so your damage isn't going to fall off at the longer ranges, essentially what that means. So you're still going to be able to maintain that quick time to kill. The accuracy as well is beneficial as it reduces the horizontal hipfire spread. Anastasia Sniper Barrel, this is the go-to. Again, this is you can't have this gun without this, just because it makes it such an accurate and fast killing gun at range, so that's a must. Slate Refractor is my go-to sight. Feel free, this is completely personal choice. I wouldn't recommend something that reduces your 8-down sight time like this, because that's just outrageous. But this is nice. It's clean, you can see things, and it doesn't really affect the stats too much. I then have the Zac Skeletal Stock, which just increases my strafe speed like nuts. So I'm able to strafe with the gun like back in the old COD. So it wasn't like Cold War where if you've got a Krig, it took you forever to strafe while shooting. This is nuts. This is nice. This is the perfect thing if you want to be strafing with an AR, which is what I recommend doing. Moving on to the proficiency and the kit. So we have Tight Grip. Again, just increases that accuracy and recoil control when you're spraying. It's a must. On-hand kit, so you can throw your throwables a lot faster, which is good to have when you're constantly dying all the time and you're trying to get them out as quick as you can. Fabric Grip for the ADS speed, sprint fire speed, and hip fire recoil recovery. Again, could do more recoil stuff with this, but I feel like this setup just makes you be able to snap onto people a lot much more quicker. Magazine, don't have one. That's not really worth having whatsoever. Length and ammo type, it's a must, just for the bullets to hit faster. Although I do have a slightly different class coming up, which I'll go into shortly. And then the M1941 hands-up underbarrel, just again, recoil control and accuracy. That's the class setup for the Automaton. Moving on, we have the exact same class again. However, it's got flak, jacket, and FMJ. So this is more for my Gavutu. So I'm just going to say, this is for Gavutu control. So you're able to get on point and hold the control points without being naded quite so often. Well, you get naded just the same as often, but you're not damaged as much by them, which is what Fortified's all about. I can hear you when you're running. In control on Gavutu, so much noise, there's so much comms, not too much of a problem. This just means you can sit and hunker on a point and capture the control point without being killed by grenades quite so often. Another vital thing I have on this class is FMJ. Now, one of the points on Gavutu has an ATC which you can hide in and capture the point in. With FMJ, you can completely wallbang that. So if someone's sat in there capturing the point and you can't get your nades over, say they've got fortified, flat jacket, whatever it's called, you can't get your nades in there, just spray through this with FMJ. It will kill them. You can't touch them without FMJ, so this is an absolute must for me when I'm playing on Gavutu. Again, class is exactly the same other than that. Moving on, we have my MP40 class, which is exactly the same as this one, just with flat jacket. This is more for me when I'm trying to jump on the hill a little bit more. Say if I'm the go-to guy to be capturing the hard point, say my team are full of slayers and it's my job to get the time on the hard point and the hill. I put on this just because otherwise I get killed by grenades quite often. This helps with that. Again, this is my, it says CDO MP40 Smoke as the loadout name. However, this is my SnD class. So nothing changes with regards to this setup. This is exactly the same. However, as you can tell, I've got a knife and I have smoke. Now, the knife, as I said briefly in my, earlier on in this video, if you have double time with a knife, you can, well, the knife allows you to tack sprint for longer, and having double time as well as that just means you can get to where you want to be in SnD before they do. That's essentially what this is for. And then there's smoke just for covering the cross when you are crossing over. Yeah, definitely worth doing it. If you want to get to the point before your enemy does, use the knife and double time as well as smoke, just to be a bit, be a bit wacky. Maybe use it as a decoy, if anything. But yeah, that's that. CDL Sniper. Now, I don't often use snipers, but I've had a little play with this one, and this seems to be the loadout I would choose over any others. Again, very similar situation here. I have Fortified because as a sniper, you're not going to be in their face, so I don't think Ninja's going to be too much of an issue. However, they see a sniper, they're going to throw a nade. I do. So that's why I thought I'd have Fortified on, just so that you can sponge those nades that little bit more. Rat class is exactly the same as others, so let's get straight into the sniper class. So over there we have the F8 stabilizer for the damage range and accuracy, the VDD 660 MM05HE. Bloody, why do they make the names of these barrels and attachments so long-winded? Anyway, I have that barrel just to help with the flinch resistance, recoil control. It just makes it pinpoint accurate when you're trying to shoot people at long ranges. I have no optic. I don't think you need one. The VDD 9.8 stock, just for the aim walking movement speed, so you can just strafe whilst ADS, which I find super useful when using the sniper. Quick scope proficiency, which just means that quick scopes are more accurate. Deep breath, so I know these counteract each other, but when you're in the CDL, you want to be able to shoot people at range accurately, and 2, you want to react quickly if someone's in your face. So this is that sort of class. So there's quick scopes for initial accuracy when you're ADS, and then deep breath. As you can imagine, you can hold your breath for a long period of time when you're trying to, hold a lane, for example. Next we have fabric grip. Again, increases the ADS time, speed, and this means you can snap onto people a lot quicker. The 3mm mag, this is the most optional attachment I'd say on this gun. Essentially, it just means that you can zoom in quicker and you can reload a lot faster. Really, it reduces your mag from 5 to 3, which isn't good if you're missing your shots. But if you're missing your shots and you're an elite player, like I'm sure you are, this is going to be what you want to have. Again, just increasing the ADS speeds, which means you can snap onto your targets that much quicker. Moving on, lengthened. You want your bullets to be hitting when you press the trigger. That's what this does. It helps with that. It's not quite hit scan, but this really does make it feel like that. So that's a must. And then the SMLE pistol grip, just for that reactive pros, again, as you can see. Moving on, we have a couple of dummy guns. Now, they're essentially the same. However, if you're getting bored of the Automaton and you want to use the STG, or you're getting bored of the MP40, I recommend using the PPSH. So let's quickly, I'm not going to talk through this quite a lot more, because I know the video is coming to 30 minutes already, and I'm sure you're gonna want to crack on and play. So the STG class setup is as follows. It's not as powerful as the Automaton, so I don't recommend it. However, if you want to have a little bit more fun, and you don't really want to be using the Automaton all the time, give this setup a go. Likewise with the PPSH, it doesn't have as much long-range capability as the MP40, but up close, trust me, it melts. It's an absolute beast up close. So yeah, make sure you give this setup a go if you want to try something else other than the MP40. And again, setup's pretty much exactly the same. That's going to do it from me. Check these class setups out if you can. Let me know how you get on with it, and I will hope to see you guys in a very relatively upcoming video on Ranked. Yeah, safe to say content's going to be absolutely through the wall. I'm not saying content's going to be through the roof. I'm hoping to make quite a lot, and share with you the path to max rank if I can hit it. Let's hope. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy Ranked play, lads, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.